everybody, and welcome to this. It's going to be a fascinating show. My name is Bruce Starr. You know, I've been a part of the spiritual community now, wow, for many years, 45 years. And I am a seeker and a student of what makes this world go around, what the problems are when it's not going around. And I have been studying everything from A Course in Miracles, studying with Marianne Williamson a long time ago, Reverend Michael Beckwith at Agape Church out in Los Angeles. Just a lot of great and fantastic people. And today we have with us Omie Spirit. I've had the opportunity to work with Omie. She's a very talented psychic. And today we're going to show you the power of having a person who can see past the veils for business. If you're a business person and you're wondering, what line should I go into next? What territory should I go into next? Who should I hire? Where should I invest my money? Things like that. An incredibly powerful opportunity to work with Omie to help you figure that out for yourself. So without further ado, I want to welcome Omie to the show. Omie, please tell us about you so that we get to know you a little bit. And then a little bit later on, we're going to have you work with some business people to just show what you can do and how you do it. So welcome to the show, Omie.
Hi, Bruce. Well, first and foremost, I'm an interdimensional psychic. And what does that mean? That means that I can feel into other avenues, walkways, paths that people go through and choices. I can see how your mind creates your future. And secondly, I'm an oracle, which means spirit sends me images that could be of anything. Let's say a teacup. And then I have to decipher what that teacup means to you or to me for you. And, you know, it brings me back actually. When I was a little kid, it started off this way. I used to be able to look at people and know immediately if they were going to be successful, if they weren't going to be successful. I actually would go as far as guessing, which I didn't know at that time was not really a guess because I ended up being right. Who was going to make money, who was going to make it big, and who wasn't. And a lot of the people who I have met throughout the years have actually capped out exactly where I saw them capping out. So this is pretty much my gift in a nutshell. I try to keep the elevator speech as short as I can. But I've had this gift ever since, I would say about 7 years old. That's when I first started discovering it. I was in school, I was in class when I started to notice things that other people didn't notice, and I would do it with grades. You know, when somebody would have an A or a B or a C, I would guess which is the A student, which is the B student, and I would always get them correct. But this is how, and how does this work for business? Well, this works for business because if you really think about it, you know, your choices to move forward make an impact on whether you're going to make it in the long run or in the short run. And then that's where I come in handy.
I think it's great because you're able to tell people before they take a giant step to the left, a giant step to the right, you're able to tell people what you see if they go to the left and if they go to the right. And I know it's not your job, nor is it your goal to tell people what to do, but I believe it's your goal to share what you see and allow them to make the choice for themselves.
Correct. Sharing what I see is my responsibility. And after that, it's up to you to make the choices. Free will, I will never take away anyone's free will. Free will is something that is a God-given gift. And no psychic should ever say, if you don't do it this way, or if you don't do it that way, it's not going to happen the way you want it to happen. Because it can happen. One of the things I see as an interdimensional psychic is even if you take the wrong path, there's a way to kind of U-turn back onto that path. One of the things I see women doing a lot, because a lot of the times women want to ask about love life, you know, is when they ask about love life, it's like, here's their career path, and then they'll go deviate. Oh, okay, love life, and what happens to their career path? It kind of makes a right turn when it should be going this way. So they plateau because they're in love, they want to find a lover. Next thing you know, they break up, all of a sudden they do this U-turn and boop, back on the career path. They have a little blip right there, but there's always a way back. Avenues in life, one decision. For every one decision, you have 7 answers, at least 7 answers. We're going to go with 5 because I only have 5 fingers. So you make a choice, you have 5 fingers, and it forks off into 5 other choices. If you want to get to this finger, you have to make small choices to get there. But I can see all of those choices. I can see everything that you need to make. It takes a minute for me to see it because the first path I'm going to see is the strongest one. Just like you, when you're sitting there making a choice and you can't make up your mind, you can't see a path. I'll be the one who can at least see the one that's the strongest, and then with more guidance and information from you as well, I'll be able to see all the other paths.
Now, I'm going to share with the audience, when you and I worked together, what was so valuable was feeling so much better about the choice that I knew I had to make or should make. And when you confirmed for me what would happen if I went to the left or if I went to the right, it gave me so much more confidence to go in that direction. And for that, I had a great deal of gratitude for you, because it just filled me with excitement, knowing that something I wanted to do had a pretty good chance of working out. And instead of wondering, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go there? Should I go here? Instead of going through this whole wonder thing and having no self-confidence about, well, what if I go here? What if I go there? After working with you, you filled me with the confidence I should have had on my own, but didn't. And it allowed me to move forward, at least temporarily, in a direction that I wanted to make. And I really want to thank you for the work that we've already done together, because my life has improved since I've worked with you.
Well, thank you, Bruce. That's my goal, to make life less stressful, because we're not supposed to be taking the world so seriously. I know everything here is like a stage, and when we pass away, we don't take anything with us except for our experiences and our memories. So one of the things in my life, and my goal is to make life easier for everyone. And financial freedom is definitely a goal everyone has. And if I can help make you go that much closer to it, that's what I'm here for.
Great. So we do have people in the audience that they can ask questions. We have Jeremy. Jeremy, did you want to ask your question?
My question is more in general, not a specific question, but should I continue doing what I am? Is my path where I should be right now? I'm in sales and marketing, and pivoting after 20 years doing, back office reporting, financial analysis, number crunching, basically. I've moved to the front lines in sales and marketing. So my question is, should I continue doing this? It's a very difficult economic environment, as we all know. A lot of businesses are hesitant to make any changes, and I'm just wondering if I'm where I should be, and to continue to be to continue to go and continue doing what I'm doing.
Very good.
Okay,
Jeremy.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull some tarot cards, because that also helps me on my ability to look in. I use cards, I use tools to help me look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards for you, because when you were talking, I saw many, many things happen. Like, I can't explain it. It's like, can you imagine a movie playing 3 different movies in your head at once? It gets very, very confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that down with tarot cards. So I'm going to do 2 piles, one where you're staying where you're at, one where you're leaving where you're at. Now, the first thing I can tell you right now is you're scared to leave where you're at. There's a lot of fear that creeps in. There's a lot of fear that's holding you where you're at. You will have, if staying where you're at is creating a financial stability, though there is a lot of struggle I see there. But I'm also seeing that if you were to leave, you'd be taking a step down. You'd be going from literally the King of Cups to the Knight of Cups. As you can see, that's a step down. And what does this mean? This means that though there's fear where you're at, though there's fear of moving forward, it's almost as though you have to fight for your position every day where you're at. If you were to leave that, I'm seeing you struggle some more. You're in a tough spot because you're actually, you're in a tough spot because you need to learn something. You know, sometimes we have to learn lessons in life, and the lesson you're needing to learn is, let me see if I can, give me a second so I can tune in better. It looks like, it really looks like you have to sort of stand up for yourself here. Looks like the lesson you need to learn is how to stand up for yourself and how to push forward. I'm seeing you in a tough spot for, and I'm sorry to give you some harsh news, but I'm seeing you in a tough spot for a while. The only thing is you can't give up, because ultimately you'll win in the long run. Is this environment healthy for you? I can't say it is, but if you were to leave, let's see here. This is quite interesting because it's showing me that there is some growth here where you're at right now. So are you where you're supposed to be right here, right now? The answer is yes, you are where you belong. The question that you are adherently asking or indirectly asking is, what would happen if you were to leave your job? And the answer is, there would be a lot of healing for you to do, and there would be another job for you to find, but it would be a minute before you found it because of everything that's going on with your direct energy. There's too much for you to just let this go. If you were to pursue another job or pursue something else, you would have to pursue it while staying where you're at. And that would be the best option for you, because what will happen is if you can do 2 jobs, and I know that's hard, you'll be able to transition better. And then eventually you'll be able to let this job go for a job that you will love. But you can't let go of this job. You have to transition out of this job. No matter what you want in life, no matter where you want to focus, you need to be able to transition. There is no letting this job go. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like every day that I'm at this, it's not really it is a job, but it's a business. I'm a solopreneur. Every day that goes by, I'm more invested in it. So it's been almost 2 years. So it's not a tremendously long time, but enough to be pretty entrenched in it. And I should have a plan B. I agree with you. And maybe I need to transition to that sooner than later, but I feel like I am in the right place. I just have to continue. And if it takes working harder and smarter, then yeah, that's what will be, that's what it'll take.
See, what I'm seeing is you needing to marry something. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but I'm seeing you need to bring something else to the table. You need to marry something to what you already have. You're missing a huge component. I can't see what that component is, but I can tell you it's missing. And once you're able to figure out what that component is, and you know, it's so funny because I'm hearing someone say fun, fun, fun. I can also hear auditorily. And I'm hearing someone telling me that you need to bring in some fun into it, because if it's all hard work and you're soulpreneur and you're doing this all by yourself, if there is no fun in what you're doing, you will not succeed. That is what they're saying. That is what Spirit is saying. So that makes sense, because they're saying you need to stand up for yourself, and yet it's just you, yourself, and the world, so to speak, against the world. But what I'm hearing right now, as clear as I can hear you, is you're not having fun. And if you're not having fun in what you're doing, then you're not going to succeed. You need to find a way to incorporate some fun, because what I'm also getting is, remember earlier I said you need to marry something in. So what do you love? What do you enjoy? How can you marry something that you love into what you're currently doing, so that way it's not so miserable for you? Because I see you wanting to give up, but I also see you fighting for it. I see you like tooth and nail into this, like you're not going to let this go.
Yeah. Well, it is. I'm not having a lot of fun because it's a lot of grind work. You have to put the work up front, to reap the rewards later on. So there is that legwork that needs to be done, and I'm learning a lot in the process. I think you mentioned having fun or marrying with something else. I am looking to expand and grow a referral partner group. So basically build my referral base.
Throw 2 cents in here, because the other day I saw an advertisement or a request from Hallmark Cards. And Hallmark Cards said, we're looking for people to write our Hallmark cards. I wonder, Omie, if you'd be willing to take a look at what would be the result of perhaps that moving part-time. I don't think it's a full-time job at all. What would be the result of Jeremy writing for Hallmark Cards? Because they are looking for people.
Bruce,
all right.
That could be a great idea. If you don't mind, could you resend that link? I don't know if I
don't know where it is anymore.
Okay, all right. I can do a search maybe. Okay. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Just look in your other messages. I sent it in your messages.
Okay.
So let's see.
Okay, so let's see. How would it be for you to do Hallmark? So let's see what Hallmark will come out. Because right away, I'm already getting good vibes from this. And this is why I pull cards. Because I'm getting good vibes. But Spirit is actually pushing you further. They're saying to see beyond. This is only a start. So this would be a start for you, but you would have to go beyond this. This is something that would be successful for you for a short period of time, but you would have to go beyond it. You would have to find a way beyond it. So don't just leave it there. You would have to try, somehow make it your own. I don't feel Spirit likes you working for somebody else. That's why you feel so gung-ho where you're at right now. But I do see that this is something that would inspire you as a second job even. I do see this will bring in some money. It'll be a lot of responsibility, but it'll teach you something new, and it'll help remove the obstacles and the blocks that you have now that are keeping you in your position now. It'll help open up your mind.
That sounds perfect. That sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Omie. And Jeremy, thank you so much for your question. Really appreciate it. I hope you can internalize that and have that make a difference in your life. So thanks.